WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects: mathematics, English language, physics, chemistry, and biology, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates on this station. Learners can also connect with Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.
Good day, students. You are welcome to Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. I'm going to be your physics instructor today. Ride with me.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Our topic for today's class is on rockets and satellites. Okay. The learning objective for this class is, by the end of this lesson, you, students, will be able to define rockets and satellites, list types of rockets and satellites, describe the uses of rockets and satellites. Before we go to the definition of rocket and satellite, have you ever wondered how you stream live video matches, how you watch football matches, when you make your calls, and when you do a lot of things using technology? You get to know more of it during the course of the lesson. So what is a rocket? A rocket is a powered vessel or missile that is designed to deliver a payload, such as people, satellites, or ballistics out of the Earth into the space. What is a satellite? A satellite is a machine that is launched into space and moves around Earth or another body in space. Satellite is also a moon, planet, or machine that orbits a planet or a star. For example, Earth is a satellite because it orbits the sun. Likewise, the moon is a satellite because it orbits the Earth. A satellite is transported into space by a rocket. The viewing of live football matches, television shows, entertainment channels, making calls, the use of apps like Facebook, TikTok, and the likes, and radio shows is possible with the use of a satellite. The two main types of satellites are natural satellites and artificial satellites. The natural satellite, like I explained earlier on, the example is the Earth and the Moon. The Earth rotates around the Sun and the Moon rotates around the Earth. Artificial satellites are man-made machines launched into space and orbit around a body in space. The three main types of rockets are solid rockets, hybrid rockets, and liquid rockets. We have other types of rockets, such as geostationary Earth orbits, medium Earth orbits, low Earth orbits, and highly elliptical orbits. As you can see from the diagram, you see, like I told you, for a satellite is a body that orbits around a body. We can see for the high elliptical orbit is here, and this is the Earth. You can see the low elliptical orbit. That one is closer to the Earth, and you see the distances of the different satellites to the Earth. The four major systems in a rocket is as follows. We have the structural system, the payload system, the guidance system, and the propulsion system. In flight, a rocket is subjected to four forces: the weight, thrust, the aerodynamic forces, lift, and drag. What are the components of satellites? They include communication system such as the antenna and transponder that receives and transmits signals. We have the power system, which includes the solar panel that provide power. We have the propulsion system, which includes the rocket that propel the satellites. Uses of satellites. They are used in communication. They are used in weather forecasting system. They are also used in GPS. That is what allows us to locate various destinations. They are used to transport instruments and passengers to space to perform experiments. What are the functions of a rocket? It's used as fireworks, missile and other weaponry, ejection of seats by pilots, launch vehicles for artificial satellites, human space flight, and for space exploration. Those are the functions of a rocket. I hope you have enjoyed the class. So let's together look at this practice question. I'll give you 30 seconds to do that. How are satellites useful to society? I'll give you 30 seconds to do that, and I'll be right back.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Okay, yes, welcome back, learners. I believe you have enjoyed today's class, and let's look at the answer to the question. How are satellites useful to our society? They help us to talk to each other and stay connected. I mentioned some other social medias the other time, just like you are watching me, is also with the use of that. They provide important information about our planet by monitoring weather and climate change. And they also help us travel safely in our cars, ships, and planes. Thank you for watching.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
For further question, observation, or comments, kindly visit the link that is posted on the screen. See you next time.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects: mathematics, English language, physics, chemistry, and biology, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates on this station. Learners can also connect with Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.
Good day, students. You are welcome to Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. I'll be your physics teacher for today. Let's ride together.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Today we'll be treating the topic alternating current. Alternating current. From the word alternating. That means it's the direct opposite of direct current. What are the objectives we need to achieve today that you need to know? Let's go. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to be able to define alternating current, otherwise known as AC circuit. You are expected to be able to describe root mean square value, and you must be able to explain the relationship between peak and RMS value, otherwise known as root mean square values, and to solve problems. Like I said, alternating current is the opposite of direct current. It behaves in an alternative way. So, what is alternating current? Alternating current is the one that varies, the current that varies sinusoidally or periodically in such a way as to reverse its direction periodically. It varies, it behaves sinusoidally, it reverses. Example of that is what we have from our PHCN. Another one is the one we obtain from generator. That is, those are the two examples of alternating current. This is a symbol for alternating current. You could see it. It behaves sinusoidally. It curves. And what we have there, we have the voltage as well as the frequency. Unlike the DC, we have just the cell there. Look at it. It behaves in a sinusoidal. It reverses direction. That is why it alternates itself. This, you are expected to be able to equation. This is an instantaneous current. This is peak current, and you have the sign WT. This equation, you have learned it under wave because the diagram shows a waveform. So it's a sine waveform, and what you have learned there is what we are making use here. Now, we're learning that angular velocity equals to 2 pi f. So this equation can also be simplified to be instantaneous current equals to peak current sine 2 pi f phi. So you can see, and that's what I've explained here. That's what I've explained here. I, in terms of voltage, you also have it. Instantaneous voltage equals to peak voltage sine Wt. And that is your angular 2 pi f. So when we impute it, substitute it into this equation, we have this, your instantaneous peak and sine 2 pi ft. Similarly, it can also be applicable in terms of EMF. That means your E will now be E naught sine 2 pi ft, where I naught, V naught are peak current and peak voltage respectively. And I can tell you I and V are also instantaneous current and instantaneous voltage. We move on to root mean square value. You will have been surprised. How come PACN able to determine the amount of voltage we need to pay every month? Don't forget I told you, AC, we talked about the current behaving periodically. They reverse the direction periodically. Now, it's because of that behavior, it makes it difficult to determine the amount of, or to determine the peak voltage as well as peak current. As such, a value was adopted, and the value adopted is called root mean square value. So what occasion root mean square value is because it of the sinusoidal, the wave pattern of the current. Unlike the direct current that we can easily measure using our voltmeter. But for AC, because of the sinusoidal pattern, it's so difficult. So root mean square was adopted. So what is this root mean square? It's defined as a steady or direct voltage which produces the same heating effect per second in a given resistor. You are expected as a student to be able to know the relationship between this peak value and root mean square value. Now look at it. Your peak value equals to root 2 times root mean square value. That means your RMS value equals to peak value over root 2. And when you have your 1 over root 2, it's going to give you 0.707. So that means RMS value equals to 0.71 times peak value. And that is what you have here. The RMS value equals to 0.71 times peak value, and your peak value equals to root 2 times RMS value. You can see the peak value and as well as the RMS value. I told us that we expected to know the relationship between the two, because without knowing it, you will not be able to solve the problem both on WAEC and NECO. Example. Convert 25 volt to RMS voltage. 25 voltage. If it does not have anything, it shows that that's the peak voltage. But for RMS, it must have subscript. Look at the solution. We have told us that RMS voltage equals to 0.71 times peak value. And this time around, you have been given the peak value to be 25. So RMS voltage equals to 0.71 times 25. RMS voltage equals to 17.75 V subscript RMS. In actual sense, is supposed to be, look at it, 17.75 V subscript RMS. So that is the answer. Having done that, look at this practice question. Convert 15 ampere RMS into peak current. 2. Convert 10 volts into RMS voltage. You'll be given a minute to practice and to do justice to this question, and I'll be right back then. Welcome, students. I believe you must have done justice to those questions. Let's see the answers to those questions. Answer to practice question. Look at it. We are asked to determine the peak current. Haven't given us the peak RMS current. From the formula, peak current equals to √2 times RMS value. And we have been given the root mean square current, which is 15. So we multiply by √2. Our peak current is 21.21 ampere. Question 2, we are asked to determine the RMS voltage, haven't been given the peak voltage. And we know that 0.71, the VRMS voltage is 0.71 times peak voltage. Multiply the two together, we have 7.1 V subscript RMS. Don't forget, like I told you, it has to be 7.1 V subscript RMS. Very, very important. Yes, I believe you got those questions.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Yeah, for any question or observation, feel free to contact us or any of our social media that will be displayed on the screen a short while. Till I meet you again, have a good day.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects: mathematics, English language, physics, chemistry, and biology, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates on this station. Learners can also connect with Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.